Have you ever stopped to think about how we spend our lives chasing something that seems to never arrive? In this video, you'll discover why we're stuck in the vicious cycle of pursuing more success, more money, more happiness, and how this pulls us away from the true essence of life. We'll dive into a powerful reflection on the present, the future that never comes, and how the distractions of the modern world make us forget that happiness isn't out there, but right here, right now. If you feel like life is a race with no finish line, this video will change your perspective. Hit play and discover how to stop chasing ghosts and finally enjoy the music of life as it plays. For animals, life seems to flow surprisingly simply. They eat when they're hungry, sleep when they're tired, and their concerns about the future are guided far more by instinct than by any form of anxiety. From what we can observe, animals are so immersed in the present moment that it never occurs to them to question the purpose of existence or to think about tomorrow. To be satisfied, all they need is for the present moment to be pleasant. Humans, however, are very different. Our minds are constantly seeking more, memories, expectations, and desires that extend beyond the now. While animals eat to satisfy their stomachs, humans seem to eat also to satisfy their minds. When an animal is full, it simply stops, but humans often don't know when to hit the brakes. Even after eating enough, many still feel an inner void, a dissatisfaction that drives them to seek more. This behavior is frequently fueled by anxiety. Faced with the uncertainty of future provisions, the thought arises, I need to take full advantage now while I can. This impulse, combined with the fear of losing pleasure, leads us to excesses that often compromise our health or well-being. Human nature, marked by this relentless pursuit of something more, reflects a profound existential dilemma. We always want more pleasure, more security, more certainty. This constant cycle of dissatisfaction and desire is, in essence, what fuels our anxiety. Human desire seems to know no bounds. We pursue pleasure so intensely that we end up overwhelming our senses, making them insensitive to what once satisfied us. The more we try to prolong pleasure, the more we demand increasingly stronger stimuli. This not only impacts our minds, but also sickens our bodies, leaving them trapped in a constant state of tension. Yet the brain refuses to slow down. It is in a relentless pursuit of happiness, a pursuit that is almost always projected into the future. Instead of living in the present moment, our minds conceive happiness as something distant, an idea of continuous and infinite pleasure. However, the reality is that we all know our time is limited. This creates a paradox. In an attempt to compensate for the finiteness of life, we try to cram as many pleasures as possible into the short span of years we have, as if it were possible to condense all eternity into a single moment. This cycle of insatiable desires, so characteristic of modern life, feeds a vicious circle. The hunger for more, whether it's status, comfort, or pleasure, is never satisfied. Every achievement feels insufficient, leading to constant frustration. Rather than liberating humanity, this way of life traps us in a quest with no end. The root of this frustration lies in the illusion that the future is more real and important than the present, a misconception born from the brain's constant attempt to project itself beyond the now. When we get lost in the abstraction of tomorrow, we sacrifice the only time we truly have, this moment. Primordial consciousness does not recognize the future. It lives, breathes, and feels solely in the present. The brain, however, as it rummages through memories and creates predictions, builds a narrative where the future becomes an object of obsession and, ironically, a source of dissatisfaction. The paradox is clear. The more we focus on the future, the less we are able to savor the life unfolding here and now. This relentless pursuit of what is yet to come diverts our attention from the simplicity and beauty of the present moment. We are like travelers, ignoring the scenery along the way, obsessed only with reaching the destination. Yet the great irony of life is that there is no destination to reach, only an endless sequence of nows. Just as a melody is not defined solely by its final note, life is not composed solely of the imagined end. When we dance, we don't focus on reaching a specific point. We dance for the sake of dancing, experiencing the movement, the music, the moment. However, we live in a culture that teaches us to chase goals, as if happiness was something to be accumulated or acquired. From an early age, we are taught to pursue objectives, to believe that there is always something more important just ahead, and this turns life into an endless race.